out here after 30 years, yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts. Peace and love out there, man. Big love to everybody out there on Team Banky Pound, man. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the support. We rolling, man. We rolling. We trying to get them numbers up. We this close to 50K. Let's go, man. Let's go. Let's get them subs up. We got to get this message spread. This is a movement now. It's official. We are a movement. The Banky Pound movement. We spread positive energy all over the world, man, and it ain't gonna stop. We just gonna keep on pushing forward and keep on going. I need y'all to share these videos, you know, share this information, let people know about this movement, man, so we can get this thing to grow. We need you to comment in these videos. We need you to like these videos, and we need y'all to check and make sure you are subscribed. A lot of people been watching, they not subscribed. They watching, but we need them to take time, hit that button and subscribe, man. Hit that thumbs up for me. So with that being said, I appreciate y'all. Let's get into another one of these 33 years of prison stories, man. This one right here, I don't know where it's going to go. I don't know how long it's going to be because it's just so many dynamics that go with this that I don't even know, but it's just a lot of y'all been asking me about this. So I want to go ahead and I want to get into telling y'all a little bit about Wallace Ridge, man. Wallace Ridge. Woo! Man, I can tell you, I don't even know where to begin, man. It's just so crazy. This Wallace Ridge situation, man, it's just it's a whole different animal, man. It's a whole different animal. People ask me about it. Where was the worst place you ever been while you was doing time in 33 years? Easily off the top of my head, the first thing come out of my mouth is Wallace Ridge. Wallace Ridge, man, because of the atmosphere, because of the nature of where I was. It was like you in a foreign land, man. We were so far up there in the mountains, and the racism, the hatred, the violence was just crazy up there. It was like nothing I had ever seen. I can remember getting on the bus to go there, and they sent me there on some foolishness, you know. The whole situation was bad. The whole situation was bad, as I told y'all in past videos about going up there, how the dude, you know, got killed on the bus. They killed the dude on the bus on the way to Wallace Ridge. Crazy situation. I shared that with y'all. If you go back and watch my videos, that happened on the way up there. When we got there, one of the dudes that was actually on the bus with me, an older dude, he ended up getting killed on Wallace Ridge by his cell partner within, I think, the first 2 months I was up there. It wasn't a long time that I was up there when he ended up getting killed by his cell partner, right? That dude who ended up killing him went on to kill someone else at Red Onion. He killed him, went to Red Onion, and ended up taking another life. You know, they put him on death row. But that just goes to show you, like I say, put it in some type of context. It was like this whole Wallace Ridge experience was just, it just had an ominous feeling around it. It was just always death circulating, always drama, always, you know, racism. Everything was just thick up there. You could feel it. You could smell it. It was just danger in the air at all times, man. And when I first got there, it was like no other camp that I'd been on, because when you get there, man, they was already threatening you off the top. They letting you know, this is what we do here. You know, if you go across this line, we gonna shoot you. If you get to fighting, we gonna shoot you. We gonna sick the dogs on you up here. This is what we're gonna do. You're gonna follow these rules and regulations. You're gonna do this, you're gonna do that. It was non-negotiable. Zero tolerance. And it don't matter how bad you are or how bad you think you are, you outman and you outgun. Period. They got the guns, they got the manpower, and if all else fails, their favorite was negotiate with you till they get you in the handcuffs and shackles. Once they get you in handcuffs and shackles, they're gonna beat the dog snot out you. Straight up. Ain't no ands, ifs, or buts about it. I've seen it. I've watched these people do things that's so unethical, so unprofessional that you wouldn't even believe it unless you actually seen it. And I've actually seen it. I've actually witnessed it. I witnessed it. I've actually been in situations where they've lied on me. They've done misjustice to me. You know what I'm saying? So I know of what I speak of. You know, I know it by firsthand. And like I said, they got away with a lot of it because they way up there in the mountains where they have to answer to no one. And the paperwork up there was so crazy. It's the only place that I ever been that you can't even get a informal complaint or a complaint form filled out without going through them. They want to question you about what are you writing up? What do you want an informal complaint about? What do you want a grievance about? Who you writing up? This is all, unheard of. You get those complaint forms, that is your right to write something up. That is your, legal right to be able to grieve something. That's the process. But up there, they didn't even allow that. If you ask for some of that type of stuff, they would ask you what you want it for. Then sometimes they would give it to you, and then they would have an attitude against you. They'll start targeting you. They'll start writing you false charges, or they may just rip it up in your face and tell you that it ain't going nowhere. So you just wasting your time. Yeah, this is actually the things that was going on up there, man. So it put you in a state of mind where you always felt like your back was against the wall and you was dealing with, evil forces that you really couldn't defeat. You had no way, and the things, like I said, that I witnessed and seen up there is just forever stuck in my mind, man. It's forever stuck in my mind. I remember the first cell partner that they put me in with, my dog, man, my main man, called him Knockout. Salute Knockout. He was a cool little young brother from up in Tidewater area. They called him Knockout because he was knocking dudes out. He was a little dude, smaller than me, but he had that one hitter quitter. And he had a heart big as Texas, so he just drop dudes for running their mouth or getting out of pocket. He'd take off on them, lickety split. You know what I'm saying? So they put me in the cell with him. Me and him got cool, man. We got all right. I look at him now like a little brother. We went on to do time in other places after that, but that's where I initially met him at. But I can remember when I first went in the cell with him, and I was in there, man, for hours, man. They didn't even bring me no pillow, no sheets, no blankets, no pillowcase, no washcloths, no nothing. So I had nothing in my cell on my bunk when they put me in the cell with them for hours. I mean, I got literally just a steel slab to lay on, So I'm waiting and trying to be patient because I can already see the elements of what I'm dealing with. That these people is, a little crazy up here, and most definitely racist. You can feel that off the top. The way they look at you, the way they talk to you, the way the attitude is. They just stare you up and down like they just detest you. So you can feel it. So I wanted to say and deal with them as less as possible. But waiting for hours and hours to get something, I want to lay down. I just been on this long ride. It's a long ride to get up there, man. We going way up in the mountains. We talking about 11, 12 hours on the bus, with stops and everything. So it was a long ride. I'm tired. I've been in cuffs, shackles this whole time. My wrists swole up. My ankles are swole up. So I want to lay down. I want to rest my head. I want to get my thoughts together. So up there, they got a button that you can push. It's an intercom to call down to the booth to let them know you want something or you need something or it's an emergency in the cell, something is going on. So I can remember, man, I was just waiting so long, me and him talking and getting to know each other and everything. So I reach over and I'm thinking about how long it's taking. So I reach over and hit the button to call the people to let them know that I don't have no sheets, blankets, pillowcase, and nothing like that. So I hit the button, and when I hit the button, I can remember they come across the speaker, and the first thing they said was, "Hey, N-word, didn't I tell y'all about hitting this speaker, man? Don't hit this speaker no more, boy." And hung the loudspeaker up. So I looked at him, I'm like, did he just say the N-word? And he was like, yeah, I told you, man, these people up here, They crazy, dog. Don't even bother, man. You gonna have to wait till one of them come to the door and ask them, tell them what you need. He said, but they crazy, man. You hit the joint again, tell them what they might do. They might send the people up here try to, jump on us or lock us up or something. I'm like, what? What? Yeah, I'm like, this is just unbelievable. I'm like, they get away with this stuff? He said, yeah. Yeah. He said, man, they do worse than that, man. He said, man, they done had some killings up here, man, where officers done beat inmates to death, man, in the last couple of years since this joint been open, and they got away with it. Ain't got fired, ain't got nothing, and went through investigation and say they was all clear, they was justified and whatnot or whatever. I'm like, what? Yeah, he said, man, that's what they doing up here, man. He said, this joint crazy. And just for me to hear that, and then it just, opened my eyes and, piqued my senses even more, to get familiar with my surroundings. So I'm like, whoa, so I started thinking different and looking at the situation different. And man, he won't tell no lies. Everything that he said was coming to fruition. I eventually seen an officer come around. I asked him, told him about my sheets, pillowcases, whatever. He eventually got it to me a couple of hours later, But I knew now what I was dealing with because they done already set the pace of what's going on. You see what I'm saying? So, man, it was crazy just getting up there and just dealing with the things that I had to deal with just on that basis alone. So, when they do open the doors, you got to come out your cell and you have to stand in front of your cell, which is probably about, man, it ain't even 2 or 3 feet away from your cell. It's a line, a red line. If you cross that red line before they close all these doors and tell you can cross this line, they're going to shoot you. Straight like that. They're going to shoot you just for crossing the line. So you have to come out, put your arms to your side, stand right there. Everybody, 80-something people, wait for all the doors to close and wait for them to give an order for you to step across the line and resume or to go to rec or go out in the pod and circulate and move around, which we could only go out and play cards or walk around and talk. Within that infrastructure, you still had lines that you could not cross because if you crossed those lines, even while you out there in park rec, they would still shoot you. Yes, shoot you, So I hadn't been used to dealing with that, you know what I'm saying? I had been on Sussex too, where they actually have guns and they shoot you with the red lines and stuff too. But they were more so ran, it was crazy there as well, but it was more so still ran with some type of, structure and some type of guidance and guidelines because that was flatland, So everything is right there. We talking way up in the mountains, man, out of jurisdiction from everything. They actually blasted, to my understanding, they put dynamite inside of a mountain and blew the mountain up and cleared out all that space to build this prison. And to my understanding, they built the prison because the economy up there was just so poor and so bad that this was a way to boost their economy up in there, in that area. What is it called? Big Stone Gap. That was a way to boost their economy up there, to create jobs. They had nothing else up there but coal mines. People had been coal miners for years and years and years, and they was getting sick from that. So they had nothing. So prison has become a business now. It's a business. So they use us for real as cannon fodder, man. We just put on the front line, open the prison up, stack them up, put these bodies in here, and you create jobs. And these people who was working as guards and stuff, they had never even been guards before in their life. They never even been around a prison. They didn't have a prison up there. They didn't even know how to follow the rules and the regulations of, the DOC, the Department of Corrections. They just giving these dudes jobs, and most of it is family members. You get a job, you get your cousin hired, you get your brother hired, you get your sister hired. So it was nepotism going on up there, crazy as I don't know what. And none of these people has actually been around black people or Hispanic people. It's like a mostly white community up there, and they was racist. There's no other way around. They was super racist. They used the N-word like it was nothing. Talk about it right in front of your face. Call you that and dare you to frown your face up and look like they said something wrong. The first thing they do when they get mad at you up there is tell you get on your knees and put your hands behind your head. right? So you actually have to get on your knees and put your hands behind your head like some slavery type stuff. If you refuse that order, they'll shoot you. Or they'll call the dog and let the dog go on you. And let the dog attack you. You know, this is what they was doing up there. So this is what you up against. And they not only did that for any violation, they did it for just you disagreeing with them. Just you frowning your face up like you don't like what they say. Oh, get over here and do this. And you be like, oh, you get on your knees. Get on your knees, put your hand behind your head. You know, and that's how they do. And it was just, man, it was just tense environment all the time, super tense, crazy situations, man, popping off. And then when you start to see the foolishness that they was into, how they talk to you, how they talk about black people right in your presence, as if they trying to, you know, make you mad or make you angry. They just start talking crazy stuff right in front of you and look at you as if you can't hear them, or they wanted you to hear them and they wanted you to say something about it. I can remember incidents, man, like when we go to rec and they let us out for rec, and when you actually get out there, they got lines out there as well outside. If you cross the lines out there, walking to go eat, coming back to go eat, going to rec, anywhere, if you cross these lines, they will shoot you. You know, shoot you without warning. The warning was you shouldn't have went across the line. You know what I'm saying? So, and they was getting away with all this stuff, man. I'm talking about for years and years before I got there and even after I left. But that's what was going on. But I can remember going to rec at times. I remember going to rec one time and they had the officers to be standing out there when we come out. And we walk in the line until we get to the rec part, and then we can circulate throughout the yard. They didn't have nothing up there but basketball courts, pull-up bars and dip bars, nothing else, you know. No baseball field, none of that. You know, that's it. That's all you had. So dudes got in shape up there because you had nothing else to do but work out, you know. So I can remember going out there though, man, and seeing officers. I remember one occasion, man, we was walking out there, and when they said rec and everybody started going, and dudes is jogging to the basketball court, is jogging to the pull-up bar and stuff, trying to get their positions or get out there. I can remember just hearing two or three officers standing right there talking, and they literally was like, look at them running. That's all you got to do is give them a Cadillac, a basketball, or some gold teeth or something. That's all they want. Them old N-words, they ain't nothing. You know, just saying that out loud blatantly. And you look at them as if you hear them talking, it's like you in a movie or something, but when you look at them, they see you looking at them, they like, what? Yeah, I said it. They give you that look like, yeah, I said it. Now say something about it. You know, it's like they detest black people, man. They detest Hispanic people. Anybody that wasn't white. And they had jobs here. And they all was like that. They chewing tobacco when it was supposed to be no smoking on the compound, no tobacco products on the compound, period. They had banned tobacco. So that goes for officers as well as convicts. So you couldn't even have tobacco products on the compound. But yet they walking around, all of them with chewing tobacco in their mouth, dipping their mouth, spitting tobacco out right in front of you. You know, I can remember when I first got there, before they put me to population, before I went in the cell with a knockout, I had to be in the segregation part first for about a week or two before they assigned me to a cell. I'm in the segregation part. I can remember the officers coming around feeding the food, sweating, you know, sweat dripping all off of big fat officers, you know, not wearing a hairnet, sweat dripping all off of them, tobacco in their mouth, and they handing you a tray to eat. Sweat dripping all in your tray, you know, putting it in your tray. I mean, it was insane, you know, and you couldn't say nothing. You couldn't do anything. So it just put your whole frame of mind as if you was in a helpless situation, in a helpless position, you know, and that's the way I felt the most of the time that I was up Wallace Ridge. And I ended up standing up there from 09 till 14. So you talking about 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So you talking about 5 years and some change, you know, of me dealing with this type of stuff. That type of stress was on me. That type of, like I say, I felt more so up there like I was always like even to the point of suicidal because I felt so pressured but I was homicidal as well because I felt like anything that came at me, I had no choice but to just go all out because that's what could happen to me. You know, be it officers or be it inmates, because they had wicked dynamics going on up there, man. Wicked dynamics. The gangs up there was crazy. It seemed like they used that to put them up there the most because they used that criteria. They said, oh, well, we need this high level 6 security, maximum, super max security, because we got these gangs invading the DOC now. So that was some of their justification to get the money, the grants to get these prisons built. So now they had to flood them in with all of these gang members. But what they did was they get up there and they let the gang members do what they want to do, or they use the gang members to be their hitmen. You know, they would tell the gang members certain things about certain dudes that they didn't like, and they would let the gang members attack you, and they would tell them, well, we ain't gonna shoot you, just do what you gotta do, and then just get out the way, we gonna shoot him. They was literally doing stuff like that up there, getting away with it. Getting away with it. Or they would actually come in your cell and shake you down and take stuff that you aren't supposed to have, and then they would go and give it to the gang members. They would go and give your property to the gang members. Yes. Yes. But when the gang members got out of line and turned to, they would attack them. They would beat them. They would do things to them. They would set them up. They would put knives on them. They would put false charges on them easily. Easy, and got away with all of this stuff. All of this stuff. I mean, it was just a crazy, crazy situation, man. I can remember them arguing with this dude. One time, dude name was Jay. And Jay had got smart with him, which everybody looking at him like, man, he crazy. You know, you crazy. You don't need these people ain't playing. But Jay argued with him, got a little smart with him, and the dude told him, said, yeah, all right, I got you. I'll be back. And sure as I don't know what, man, they came back about an hour later, and they said, you know, dudes was gambling and everything. Get up against the wall. We're going to pat you down. We're going to shake all y'all down. Y'all gambling right here. Dudes was just playing cards. Told them they was gambling. So they all get up against the wall and stuff. And we watching them. The other people sitting there watching them. And when they get to Jay and they get up against the wall, push him up against the wall. Put your hands up. He put his hands up. Put him on the wall. They start shaking him down, patting him down. When they get to the back of him, you see one of the officers reach in his pocket and pull a knife out and act like he putting it in Jay's pocket and pull Jay's pocket out and say, oh, you got a knife.
The Banky special.
Yeah.
Pure deliciousness.
Pure deliciousness, man.
My name is Banky, man. Everybody calls me Banky. That's the name that I got from my grandmother when I was young. I'm coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts.